Good day everyone. So for today's topic we are going to talk about linear equations. So what really is a linear equations? Linear equations are the equations where the highest exponent of variable is 1. By default, the exponent in each variable and numerical value has an exponent which is 1. Here are some examples. 2x minus 3 equals 0. 2y equals 8. M plus 1 equals 0. X plus 3 equals 7, 2x equals 3, x minus 1 equals 0, 3, parenthesis x plus 5, parenthesis equals 2. Now you can notice that the x has no exponent since the highest exponent is 1. Now, so that you can understand how to solve or what is the process in solving linear equations, we need to change the x with the box. Because as far as I can remember, when we were still learning math, we usually use box and needed to complete the problem or equation. Let's try to solve this one example. If we have 2 plus x equals 7, then what is the missing number? So first, as I said, let's change the x with a box. So that will be 2 plus box equals 7. Now, what is the missing number that will complete the equations and match the outcome? Then it should be 5, right? Because when you add it to 2, then it will be 7. So the number inside the box or the missing number to complete the equation is 5. That is the idea of solving linear equations. But in algebra, there are many different ways or steps that we need to know because it is the basics. Then when it becomes more complicated, there will be a process or steps that will be the outcome of the basic mutation that I'll be teaching you. So instead of a box, we are going to use x because in algebra, we usually use letters to replace the missing numbers. Our first example is just like the numbers that we solved a while ago but in algebraic equations. 2 plus x equals 7, and our goal in algebra is to have x by itself, or the x should be alone in one equation. To achieve that, we need to get rid of 2. So how are we going to get rid of 2? Simple. All you have to do is to subtract it in both sides. If you subtracted 2 by itself, then the answer will be 0, and when you subtracted 2 by 7, then the answer will be 5. So therefore, the missing number is 5. So basic rule in algebra is when you add or subtract an equation to the other side, then you also have to do it on the other side. For you to get it, let's try more examples. Let's move on to the next example. So x plus 7 equals 10. So as I said, first step is you need to get rid of the other number, so you have to get rid of 7. So then you have to subtract 7 by itself and also subtract 7 on the other side. So 7 minus 7 equals 0 and 7 minus 10 equals 3. Now the only available equation is 3 since we won't be putting 0 and we will replace it as an x. And that is how simple the linear equation is using one-step equation. So the next steps that we will be solving will be different, but we are going to use the same step or the one-step equation. Then move to the next example. X minus 5 equals 2. So I need to have x by itself, so I will be adding 5 to the both sides. What I did on the right side, I will also be doing it on the left side. So one-step equations, it means you just need one step to solve the problem. So basically, the answer is 7 because 5 minus 5 equals 0, then 2 plus 5 equals 7. So as you can see, the two examples are very easy. But the next example I will be discussing will be a little complicated. The next example will be a little complicated since we are already going to apply or use the addition and subtraction of Sines number. So if we have x plus 7 equals 2, we need to get rid of 7 by subtracting it on the both sides. Now as you can see, if 7 minus 7 is 0, then the only equation left is 2 minus 7. Now we are not allowed to subtract smaller number to a bigger number. So by rule of sign, 2 minus 7 is equals to negative 5. Therefore, the answer is x equals negative 5. Now let's move on to the last example. So the problem is x minus 5 equals negative 12. We need to remove 5 by adding it on the both sides. So I have 5 plus 5 equals 0. Now I only have negative 12 plus 5, then it will be negative 7. How? Because it has different sign. So the rule will be subtracting numbers, then copy the sign of the higher number. In this case, negative 12 is higher. Therefore, we will be copying it, and then the answer will be x equals negative 7.